early 2003, the staff at the Somerset Medical Center in Somerville, New Jersey noticed a few abnormalities with a couple of their patients, like a Catholic priest named Florian Gall who passed away completely out of nowhere. And when tested, staff found toxic levels of digoxin in his system, even though digoxin was never prescribed to him. Around the same time, another patient showed a sudden and unexplainable insulin spike and nearly lost their life. These and other similar incidents kickstarted an investigation, and nearly all of them linked back to the same man, 43-year-old Charles Cullen. The incidents weren't the exact same, but they all shared Charles as the common factor. In each case, the patient either mysteriously died or their condition became a lot worse after Charles spent a shift with them. However, the deeper investigators looked, the more suspicious his actions became. They found records of him requesting digoxin from the digital medicine dispensing machine and then canceling the request right after. But while the record never showed him taking the medicine out, doses of digoxin were still missing from the machine. Unfortunately, none of this circumstantial evidence was solid enough to guarantee conviction. There was no CCTV footage or any other direct proof of his crimes. The only option now was to get him to confess. Luckily, investigators were able to convince one of his friends, another nurse named Amy Lochran, to wear a wire and coax a confession out of him. She invited him to lunch on December 12, 2003, and after some persuasion, got him to admit to intentionally killing his patients. This was enough for officers to arrest him on the spot and bring him in for questioning. He tried to stay quiet at first, but eventually admitted to taking the lives of 29 different patients during his time as a nurse. Though, according to some estimates, this number could be as high as 400. Charles would strategically choose night shifts with fewer prying eyes and opt to take care of victims who were less likely to survive. He would then either enter the code for some other medicine in the same drawer as digoxin, or cancel the request but then shake the machine open to steal the drug. He chose digoxin because it messed with the heart's rhythm in high doses, resulting in the victim dying of a natural-looking cause. He also knew that autopsies rarely tested for digoxin, reducing his risk of getting caught even further. However, the most disturbing part of the case is that his crimes were uncovered multiple times over the years. When the hospitals he worked at found out what he was doing, they didn't want to ruin their own reputation by launching a criminal investigation, so they simply fired him instead. This allowed him to work at 10 different hospitals and claim the lives of countless victims. When asked why he did it, Charles claimed that he wanted to relieve people of their suffering, even though most of his victims were either in stable conditions or died painful deaths because of his actions. Thankfully, he was caught in 2003. He stood trial in March 2006 and was sentenced to 18 consecutive life sentences, ensuring that he spends the rest of his life behind bars.